Hey everybody, this is James from All Outdoors, and today we're going to be having a look at the Henry Supreme, a mag-fed lever-action rifle. I first shot one at SHOT Show 2025, my very first SHOT Show in fact, and I knew I had to get my hands on one, especially since I was a fan of another mag-fed lever-action rifle, the old Savage Model 99. In a lot of ways, the Supreme is what the 99 would have been if that model was still around today. The Supreme is available in either 5.56 or 300 Blackout and feeds from AR magazines. It uses an aluminum receiver and an AR-like rotary bolt. There is a curious mashing of AK and Mossberg shotgun features in the Supreme. The magazine release is an ambidextrous paddle, and the safety is a tang style that is easy to mistake for a hammer on a lever-action rifle. The Supreme is tapped for an optics mount and wears a 16.5-inch barrel with suppressor height iron sights. On the end, we are threaded for 5/8 by 24-inch accessories. Although the Supreme is modern in most ways, it retains Henry's signature checkered walnut stocks. The one we have here is in 300 Blackout. Why do you ask? Because my Savage 99 is in 300 Savage, so I needed a 300 to match my other 300. Let's put it on paper. Alright everyone, we have the Henry Supreme at 300 Blackout with a 16-inch barrel. I have a Somsco Velos 7.62 suppressor on the front, a Vortex Crossfire 2, 3x9 rifle scope. I'm going to go ahead and try to put this guy on paper at cards. Shot this a good bit at 25, but now I want to stretch it out just a little bit. Let's see what kind of accuracy we can get. We have some Wolf Polyformance. This is steel case trash, 145 grain FMJ, so I assume it is supersonic. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm not going to pay too much attention to whether it hits my point of aim or not, but I want to see what the overall accuracy is like. So let's go ahead and give it a go. As you can see, the lever doesn't interfere with the magazine at all. Lever another one in. Okay, to give this guy as good of a break as I possibly can, I'm not going to shoot for a 5-round group. I noticed with hunting rifles, as I've taken them in, there really are 3-shot rifles. That barrel really starts to heat up, and right now, I'm feeling a little bit warm. So I'm going to go ahead and try the Federal 220 grain subsonic. These are open tip hollow points, and we're shooting them out of a steel magazine. I did notice some complaints online about the Henry Supreme not really feeding from steel magazines, but they look really nice. And this one functions well for me. This should be could be quieter. I think they hit the water below the target. No recoil, but I can see those rounds are really dropping into the water below, so quite a bit of drop on that. Let's go and cool down and shoot some more ammunition. Alright, we're back. We took a little bit of a break. We have 3 more rounds of the subsonic ammunition. I'm going to aim higher on that target to see if I can actually connect with it. I'm aiming for that top target. We'll see in real time what the drop is really like. Huh, well, at least I didn't catch me flinching. The trigger is quite nice. It has just a touch of sponge to it, but it breaks at about 3.5 pounds. One of the better lever action rifle triggers I've ever felt. Just a little bit of tick up. You can hear the smack on the paper. Oh yeah, they're going about 15 inches low. I can see that. Alright, we have new ammunition loaded up. We have Black Hills ammunition, 300 Blackout, 125 grain tipped Match Kings. These are some more of a match type of ammunition, supersonic. Let's go give it a go. We're rocking out of our PMag. Let's give it a shot. The recoil is sedate with basically all these loads. The supersonic, or rather the subsonic Federal load, it kicks like shooting a 38 special out of a 357 Magnum carbine. It's very light, and this isn't much worse either. Very easy to handle. Seems to smack with some authority when it finally gets down there. That looks like about a 1-inch group, guys. Okay, last but not least, we have Underwood ammunition. This is some 300 Blackout, 110 grain Varmageddon rounds. These are some light, fast guys. Enough for varmint hunting, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a go. Alright. I'm going to aim for the upper target. One more shot, we'll drudge down there and see. Alright, over my boots in this stuff at 100 yards. Here are our groups. There is our Underwood Varmageddon load. Not a bad little group at all. These definitely were not flyers. They felt like good presses to me. That's just about 1.5 inches. We might try that again. And here are our subsonic rounds. Aim point was here. I'm hitting all the way down here. Those rounds are quite weak out of the muzzle, and they're definitely dropping at this distance. The group isn't bad, about 2 inches. That definitely wasn't a flyer. But look at these groups. Here's our Black Hills ammunition, 125 grain round, and that is the solid inch group. Likewise, Wolf ammunition, our first that we tried, inside 1 inch, 145 grain FMJ. Very accurate. Let's go and get this zeroed up, and we'll try over on the hill steel targets, offhand. Let's do it. Yeah. That Wolf ammunition is quite good, I have to say. I put 200 rounds of 300 Blackout through the Henry Supreme with no malfunctions of any kind. The rifle ran well both with open sights and dress, as you see here. In terms of pros, the Supreme balances right at the magazine and weighs in at only 6.5 pounds, which is better than its unconventional look would suggest. As always, the wood is in excellent shape coming from Henry. The iron sights, although pistol-like, afford some precision with the barleycorn front sight and the trapezoidal rear sight affording pinpoint aim without blocking up the target. It also helps that the sights are suppressor height. In terms of shooting, the action is as effortless as I've seen in a lever action. I actually thought it was striker fired like the Savage 99 until I took it apart. The trigger is adjustable and it comes out of the box with no slop and a clean 3.5 pound break. I wasn't inclined to change it. The cons are relatively soft. If you want to mount a red dot, the Weaver scope mount that is needed will need to have a Picatinny adapter for that purpose. Otherwise, you'll be well served with any rifle scope option right out of the box. The rifle is a little difficult to load on a closed action, and a firm smack of the magazine is needed to seat it. It is also noted that the action cycles more smoothly with steel magazines, as seen here, while the polymer P-mags that I also use tend to add a touch more drag as the action was worked. Overall, the Henry Supreme is an excellent performer that, as I've said, in many ways, is what the Savage 99 would have been if that old model was still around. If you're looking for a lever action rifle with some modern adaptability that fits roughly where a 30-30 would be but with less holdover on target, the Henry Supreme is worth the look, particularly if you're in a Blackout. But what do you think? Leave your comments down below. See you next time.